Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Formula Fiends podcast. We got Austria coming up this weekend. Extremely excited. William Neffner, please give me your David A. Visecki impression right now. Go.
When we were in Canada, it was a very fun.
More Kimmy, honestly.
No, Kimmy's English is pretty good.
I don't know. But
It's hard.
Excited.
Really put me on the
stuff.
spot there.
I know. Well, you do that to me, so
Yeah,
gotta fire back.
it's good. I like it.
But before Austria, you said you wanted to chat a little bit about the Orange Boys.
Orange Boys. I assume you're talking about McLaren.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'd like to. I wrote down McLaren drama, and you see my hands.
Yes. Yeah.
This means, for those listening, I'm air quoting, because a lot of people like to bake a cake out of nothing.
The media.
You ever heard that saying?
No. Did you make it up?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad. They like to bake a cake out of nothing, and that's kind of how I feel. I feel like, and maybe the media didn't even bake a cake, but it was just kind of a Lando apologized right after. Honestly, it's more just bad for the team, and yeah, it's kind of just a stupid error. I don't really know how it happened, but yeah, I'm not too worried about the team.
I agree. And yeah, just would love to get into Lando's head about the whole incident, honestly. Because the only thing, I don't think I've heard anyone talk about this, the only thing I can think that he might have been thinking is that it bends a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like barely a turn. So maybe he thought Oscar would pull back to the racing line at that turn, prep up for a turn one, and he could get a little bit more room, and just the overdraft just caught him out quicker than he thought. And
Yeah.
obviously, like everyone's already dissected around the outside, would have been maybe feasible, at least interesting. So
Probably in the grass a little bit, though.
yeah, we'll see.
Maybe Oscar, he might have braked a little differently than he usually does. But yeah, I think it's just an error. One of those late, you're just adrenaline's high, you're tired, kind of just an error, which we've seen before from Lando.
Yeah,
It's not the first
very
time.
often, very often.
So,
I have a question for you. So Andrea Stella said this is unacceptable, and I thought those were pretty bold words. Maybe he was just like, yeah, it's unacceptable, and bake a cake with nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
But if this continues to happen, like let's say there's contact in the next like 3 races, if it happens within the next 3 races.
Contact or like another DNF? Just contact.
I would just say contact in general. Are you changing anything if you're a Zach Brown or Andrea Stella?
I would, if there's a contact again, I think the position they're in right now makes it a bit more acceptable, because right now they're leading the championship by a good bit. Lando and Oscar in P1 and P2 in the championship, the drivers, and so that makes it a bit more acceptable. I think if it was different, if they're like fighting for the constructors or something, then it would be like maybe you change some things. Like, you mean just like when they allowed them to race and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. If there's contact, maybe, but I don't know. It was such a great end of a race because you had those two going at it, which is just super interesting. Oscar chasing Kimmy. I don't know. Maybe. I think right now, if there's a contact, no, let them race still.
I would agree, but I could see them doing something like, if one driver is showing small pace advantage, be like swap. Like take a little more like, oh, if this is like obvious that one driver has the pace advantage, like swap positions if it makes sense. And they are doing that a little bit right now, but not a lot.
Not really. It's kind of not. Yeah. Like, I mean, they at the end of that race, it's kind of more like who qualified better, I guess. Like I think Oscar deserved to be in that P4 spot in the end. Even if Lando would, because Lando was gaining on him, but it's like you can't swap at the fucking last 5 laps.
Yeah. And let's say hypothetically they make contact, Oscar doesn't finish. That brings back the other guys into the drivers' championship like that. Like it's pretty,
it kinda does.
They're not that far behind.
True.
And with the pace we saw in Canada from McLaren, like pretty lackluster on a track that isn't very like dissimilar from other tracks.
No.
Like it's not a Monaco one-off. It's not something too crazy. So if that McLaren car dips in performance, then yeah, it's back on.
Yeah, and they didn't even have like any errors really. It wasn't like a slow pit stop. It was just like a bad quali, or not bad. It was like a P3 and what is Lando?
It might have been like
a 6.
6 or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not
Just
great.
not great quality. Just the pace kind of wasn't there.
Yeah, I heard Lando reverted back to an old suspension, front suspension. Oscar stayed with the same. So I think Lando's not happy. Maybe I've heard from both drivers that the car is still tough to drive, but they've been getting it done. I guess we'll see what happens in Austria.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is I like this race. Can we segue into here?
Yeah.
Unless I don't really have much.
I don't need to talk about Canada.
You don't want to
anymore.
talk about it? I don't really have anything. Williams power unit reliability.
I mean, G-Russ dub was sick.
G-Russ.
Shout out G-Russ.
I mean, double podium.
Yeah.
Kimmy podium.
Kimmy podium was sick.
That's pretty cool.
Congrats,
He had a really
Kimmy.
good race.
Yeah.
That opening lap, passing Oscar was pretty sick. And then just like good management. And then like last 10 laps just managed really, really well and kept ahead. So
yeah. And hopefully it takes that confidence into Austria where their cars should be pretty decent here. There's nothing going against them really. So
except for the altitude.
I feel like all the power units are pretty good right now. That kind of
I
stuff.
don't know, dude. They had issues like.
Well, yeah, they've
ago.
been having issues, but I'm saying pure like car performance wise, like the characteristics of the car.
Yeah, I guess it's been
I feel like it should be decent for them this weekend.
Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward track.
Yeah, very simple.
But I like that. I like a simple track. I think
Short,
it's
very
beautiful.
short.
I think it's really cool. Like great. This is a race that I would love to go to.
Oh yeah, for
Like,
sure.
In Austria, which I've actually been to technically.
Technically,
I did a hike, and it was on the border.
so you like overlapped?
Like the trail was on the border, so like you could go like that and be in Austria.
Oh,
Like that.
very cool. Very cool.
There's a picture of me and Gabe. Like I'm in Austria. He's in Germany.
It's cute.
Yeah.
You got that framed or
No.
No.
Signed. He signed it.
Yeah, pretty excited. Short lap, elevation change.
Oh yeah.
A lot of gravel too, which I like. It's a low runoff track, so I feel like qualifying is really fun to watch because they really push it to the gravel, especially that last turn. And then during the race, you can't just get shoved off, or else you got big consequences. So
Yeah. I feel like Canada, we saw a lot of like, he didn't leave me space, and then you just go off through the grass or something like that, or
Yeah.
like whatever through like would it be like a runoff area, something like that?
Yeah.
And that's just kind of annoying because it's like such an easy bailout to just, and maybe he didn't leave you space, but I feel like that's the part of racing is like you got to stay on track, bro. It's like college.
Stay on track.
Yeah. Get your credits in.
That's funny. And then just some other news up in the air that I've written down is there is talks in the Red Bull team that, Helmut Marko, 88 years old.
Fuck, is he really?
So old.
That's too old to be.
So old.
Dude, he should be fucking like, what do you do at 88? He should be in Arizona.
Yeah. Golf.
Drinking margaritas all day. Sorry, I interrupted.
Yeah.
Because that's ridiculous.
You're going to like this, though.
Okay.
There are rumors that he will be replaced by Sebastian Vettel.
What?
Yeah, dude.
That's a crazy rumor.
And not only is it a rumor, but Seb responded and said, yes, we're having talks, but they're very informal. So that's not nothing.
So he's like what?
Driver development.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact title, but
that would be cool. But we wouldn't even see that much of him on a race to race basis.
I mean, not race to race, but he would be around, which
he'd be around.
Selfishly, I would just love to see him around the sport. And I think he could do very good for that team. And, he just loves F1 and solid dude.
Yeah, I'm sure he has a good eye for talent too. But yeah, that would be cool. But I'd like to see him doing something like a team principal would be sick.
I think that's too much for him though. I think the helmet Marco position is just like the perfect blend of like, you don't have to be there every race.
Yeah.
But you still are like, part of the sport, and like driver development's pretty cool. Just watching a lot of footage and making relationships with all those young drivers and giving them advice. And I think helmet raced a little bit back in the day, but like having an actual modern day racing driver would be really beneficial to actually scouting out like what kids could be potential drivers.
Yeah, way different than what Helmet did. He was probably that must have been like raced in the 60s or something.
Yeah, there's like some really old pictures of it.
That's
like,
crazy.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Yeah, it's also cool. I always love when coaches and managers and stuff are former whatever
drivers, players,
whatever. Because it's like, I know what it takes to get to this level, and you want to be where I was. I know what it takes. Like anytime there's like football coaches and stuff, I always love that so much. They're usually not the best coaches.
No. And I don't think he's a team principal kind of guy. Yeah. I think he's too nice and all that, but like he's basically like a quarterback coach or one of those.
True.
So
scout,
where you're just on the front lines and just making the team better.
Helmet man, get out of here.
Another news topic, which I'm pretty excited about. So this is the first year I'm watching MotoGP.
Yeah.
It's been pretty good, pretty eventful. Liberty Media just took it over. Same company that owns F1.
Oh.
So, like Liberty Media got Drive to Survive going and all that stuff. So, I'm kind of hoping there's going to be like a show about MotoGP. I think that'd be pretty cool. Probably maybe some more similarities in the tracks they go do for MotoGP and F1. And I don't know, just interested to see how they would try to grow MotoGP because I think it's pretty good racing.
I think it's cool racing, and I think a show would be very, very cool. I mean, they did an IndyCar show. Yeah, they can probably do a MotoGP show.
They have a NASCAR show. Like, MotoGP is like the one that they don't have.
Yeah, MotoGP would be sick. I think the thing though is like MotoGP is already so popular in Europe. Maybe not so popular, but it's popular. And I think the whole point of these shows is to get new viewers from different markets like the US. But it's not really in our culture here.
No.
Like we don't grow up driving motorcycles. I mean, some people that's like Harleys, but it's not like we're on Vespas every day like Europe. So I'm curious how that would translate.
Yeah, the racing bikes series that we do have here is also different style of motorbikes. It's like switching from NASCAR to F1 kind of equivalent. Like they drive really differently and it's all feels very, very different.
Interesting. I guess we do like a lot of dirt bike stuff here. Like that's pretty American.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's also way different.
But regardless, I think they're looking for new viewers and they already race at COTA, so bring it on.
I love COTA.
Me too. We've been there.
Good memories.
Great memories. Good beer.
Really? Where did we get beer then?
I remember it being very hot. I'm like, beer.
So we didn't even get beer.
No, I got one.
Did you?
Yeah, it was like ice cold, like Bud Light or something like that.
It's a good beer,
Just
man.
America, baby. European mind would never understand.
What did we get there? We got some like good food.
Yeah. Honestly, I just remember the on-track action.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked seeing the GT3 stuff.
That was really fun too.
That was really cool.
Classics. That's all I have notes wise.
I'll give you some what's it called? Some updates. Weather, I think it's currently raining there. A little cloudy today, but I believe it'll be like low 70s, kind of perfect. A little bit of clouds, mostly sunny for the weekend. So I think it'll be kind of similar to last year, because I think last year was like just perfect.
Yeah, just pretty nice.
Perfect. Going back to last year, pretty exciting finish, if you recall.
Very exciting.
Contact, and then the controversial like tried to hit him again, kind of looked like, and then G Russ takes the win.
Lando DNFs.
Max finishes like
7th, 8th.
I think 8th. So yeah, I personally, I could see Max doing pretty well here.
Yeah, I mean, historically, it's a Red Bull favored track.
Precisely.
He does well here. It's one of those tracks where you got to push to get a good lap in quali, and he's pretty damn good at doing that.
Yeah. I think also, like, I looked at tracks, comparing track styles and stuff, and it's very similar to Bahrain. I don't know if you could kind of see that. Like similar corner types, straights.
It's like medium height.
This is there.
There's some low though. It's like very mixed. It's all the way at the top here.
Yeah. Where's Red Bull? Is Red Bull not even on here?
Yeah, they should be on here.
Oh yeah, it's 2 below it. But you kind of see what I'm saying, like the angles of the corners.
Yeah,
are like pretty
like
similar.
those are like the exact same. And I mean, Austria is a lot smaller, so those corners aren't as quick as a lot of the Bahrain ones. But yeah, I see the flow.
Yeah, the flow's there. I think the style's kind of there. Those straightaways. I think Ferrari's kind of struggled in the straight speed. So I don't know. Lewis didn't seem very convincing.
No, he just seems depressed, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Thank God for this F1 movie coming out and his, production in it. Yeah, he's in it and helped make it. So, if it wasn't for that, I'd be kind of worried for the guy. So,
I'm really sick of seeing the F1 movie.
Dude, they're advertising it way too much. It's like
insane.
Brad Pitt is everywhere on my Instagram.
And I love Brad Pitt.
He's a great guy. Yeah,
I love Brad Pitt.
Great movies, but it's a little much. It's like seeing Taylor Swift everywhere. It's like I don't need this.
Dude, did you see in turn, I don't know what turn it was, one of the turns in Canada, the big hairpin.
Yeah.
Did you see that on the screen?
Yeah, super annoying.
The whole race.
Time. And it's like moving ad.
Yeah, moving ad. I'm like,
the same thing over and over again.
These fans are going to get epilepsy watching this ad.
I think it was only on the TV. Like, that didn't exist.
Oh, it was
they
like
just
green screen or something?
Yeah, they just like put the box
weird.
there. Yeah.
Well, yeah, dude. And then like, I'll go on the F1 app to look at news, and it's all the F1 movie. I'm like, this is not why I'm here.
Yeah.
So it better be.
It's like, I'm going to see the movie. Yeah, shut the fuck up.
If you're on the app, you're going to see the movie.
You're going to watch it. You know about the movie. Just spend that elsewhere.
Yeah. Like if you watch F1, you're probably going to see the movie. It should be going to like, I don't know, other markets, not people who already like are up at 9 a.m. or whatever watching it.
I listened to the Beyond the Grid. Brad Pitt was on there.
Oh, yeah?
I was like,
I saw that.
Jesus, another thing. But I'm like, okay, let's see if they go deep at all. And he drove the McLaren car, modern day, which was pretty sick.
I saw that
at Austin. So he's talking about that. Kind of cool to hear, a normal-ish person, like driving that and
Brad
talking about it. And, I don't know. It's definitely a lot. I don't know where I was getting with that.
Well, that's interesting.
But
did you like it? Like, was it a good episode? It
was fine. It was like 20 minutes. It's super short.
They're always so short.
Yeah.
Super basic fucking questions.
Yeah. Nothing. He just seems like a chill guy.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. I didn't realize how old he was. He's like 61.
Is he really?
And, yeah. And
I guess he's probably our parents' age.
And they were like comparing other F1 drivers who are his age. And it's like the old guys, like from like the 70s.
Oh.
Like, not 70s, but like 80s, early 80s.
Who would it be? Like, how?
It was some names that like I've heard, but like don't know anything about.
Yeah, I guess I don't know anything about. That would be like Montoya, right? Is probably that age. Juan Pablo.
No, I think he's way older.
He's younger.
Yeah, Montoya's probably like 40.
Nah, maybe older than that. He's got like kids and shit.
Yeah. I remember what I was getting to. They were comparing it to like Grand Prix the movie and Le Mans the movie, and two classics if you haven't seen them. Really good.
Grand Prix.
Grand Prix.
Oh yeah, 1969.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking of Gran Turismo.
And then Le Mans 1971 release.
I haven't seen that.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
Actually, I haven't seen it.
Two classic movies.
I was gonna lie, and I was like, no,
you can't lie.
I don't lie.
No, we don't lie. This is a no lie podcast.
No lie podcast. No cuts, no lies. But I'm like kind of bold to compare to those classics already.
Yeah. Wait, who said that? Brad Pitt said that?
The fucking interviewer is like, so people are comparing this, and then Brad Pitt like kind of agreed, like, yeah, it's a big production.
Bro.
Like, I can see like filming with the F1 drivers, and they're like part of the movie.
Sure.
Kind of like Grand Prix.
But,
yeah.
But Grand Prix had like a whole like story. I mean, I guess we don't know.
This is gonna have a story too. I heard it's a shit story, but
yeah, it's probably like super PC story.
Yeah, I heard it's just bland. Just bland. So I'm basically expecting like Top Gun, where I don't really care about the characters, but the fighter jets are cool.
Yeah.
So
it'll be cool also being like, oh, that's fucking Carlos Sainz.
Yeah. I feel like we're going to be nitpicking the entire movie watching
probably.
it. So
yeah. I said I didn't want to talk about the movie.
Yeah,
I
me neither. Me neither.
They got us. They got us. Maybe that's what they're trying to do.
And then we're advertising it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't go see it, guys. Do not go see the movie.
And then Austria, back to Austria.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
That's why.
The rookies, I have big hopes for them here because F2 comes here every year. So they've raced this track a lot. It's a popular track in the sim.
Simple, 10 corners.
Yeah.
Not super technical.
I think
who's got the biggest kahunas? Kahuna?
Yeah.
Tomato.
Expecting big things from
Mario.
Isaac Hadjar, Kimi.
Yeah.
The usual heavy hitters.
I'm curious. I think this is a big week for McLaren because we're kind of getting to that point where like it's still close. And if McLaren like hit a wall and everyone else starts to develop, then it could be like, can have a freaking race on our hands here.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case, but I mean, like last week, Mercedes had a better car. Max did really well. It's like,
boys are there. The boys are there.
Yeah, it's not. I think it's like, I kind of have done this, but it's like McLaren's not, or Lando and Oscar aren't that much ahead than other people. Couple DNFs.
We're not even halfway. We're not even
race
halfway.
Week 10?
Yeah, I think week 10,
Okay.
week 11. I don't know.
And there's 24.
Yes. I was seeing if this would help me out at all, but it's not. 71 laps though.
That's a lot of laps.
Yeah, tiny track. Yeah. We will see. Predictions? You want to go into predictions?
Yeah. You want me to start?
Yeah, you can start.
Pole position, Max Verstappen.
Me too.
I'm going 20 back to...
Oh, don't look at the other ones.
I didn't see it.
Okay.
Maybe I saw one name. I'm lying. I lied. You got me.
We're liars. We don't actually watch F1.
No, just the movies.
just try to survive.
That'd be funny, dude. It'd be funny to do a podcast, like try to do a podcast on something you know nothing about.
Yeah. It's basically what the Pit Stop boys did, and then they learned it over time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a crazy way to do something.
Yeah. I respect it though.
Yeah.
Kind of.
They must have put a lot of money into like starting.
Yeah. I think they had some YouTube experience before.
Oh, that makes sense. I wonder what their day jobs were.
Predictions.
Oh, but you don't care? You don't want to talk about the the pit stop guys?
No, I don't want to talk.
Their day jobs? Bro, what? This is gold, bro.
All right. Real estate and insurance.
I saw one of them.
One of them's into music.
Yeah,
one's
who's who?
Fob is like
Fob and Jake.
Yeah, Jake's
Fob's into music.
Jake's the buzz.
Jake.
Fob's got the bob.
How much ketamine does Jake do?
Clearly a lot.
I think they do a lot
from his IQ.
Yeah, yeah. It just they seem like they used to party, and that's nothing against you guys.
No,
honestly,
we all
cool.
have our phases.
Acting like you were like 70 years old. Okay.
And I'm in one.
P3? Me or you?
I want to talk about Max a little bit, actually.
Oh, okay.
So we both have Max. I think he's just gonna dog it out.
Yeah.
He's gonna put in a solid one. He knows his car, even if it's not the best car. He knows it. He's confident. He has done it before, and he'll do it again.
It kind of seems like he right now is kind of the only person who has that 100% confidence in his car. Maybe not 100, but like everyone else kind of seems to have, maybe like G. Russ, but like the McLaren boys are maybe like, oh, maybe we should switch this. Maybe we should switch that. George obviously looks pretty solid, but I just don't see Mercedes doing that well here. Maybe like a sneaky podium, but we'll see.
We'll see. Third place.
I'm
going first now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we're switching up. George Russell.
Just sneaky podium.
I think, he won here last time. He was on pace for third and got lucky.
It's true.
But, it's just like a classic sneaky George podium coming off the highs from Canada.
Good form. Contract. Something to prove. You know about his contract?
No, I don't know about it.
It's like, I think it's expiring this year.
Okay.
And
pay him some money, Toto.
Mercedes, I think, was saying like, if he was the best driver, they would have already re-signed him, I think. And right now, I think they're not. Not because they don't think he's good, but, you got Max out there. So you never know. But I think he's got something to prove.
I don't know. He's been doing pretty fucking well this year.
He's been doing well.
A lot of podiums.
He's a good kid.
I would say he's in my top 4 performing drivers.
I would say so.
I think he's probably my fourth.
I would say
best.
Fourth. Yeah. How would you rank your top performers? I think it's pretty obvious.
I think I'd go Pisa, 1, just extremely impressive.
Yep.
I would go Max, 2.
Yep.
And then I'd go Isaac Hadjar, 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good.
And
that's
then,
good.
And then George Russell, 4th.
And then Lando.
And then probably
Lando's won like twice this year.
Yeah. Lando's up there.
I mean, he's still second in the drivers. But I like that Hadjar. I was not thinking that.
I'm a whole grid kind of guy.
Yeah, dude. Don't discriminate. P3, I got Lando Norris.
Okay.
Yep.
You're not going to do your top 5 or top 4?
Oh, I'll do them. Yeah. I didn't even think of Isaac Hadjar, but I was going Oscar, Max, Lando, George.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Isaac. I mean, Isaac would probably be, I'd probably do yours.
Okay.
That's kind of boring, man. But yeah, I mean, that was a good call. Maybe Bordeaux.
Bordeaux hasn't done that much.
No, I'm just kidding.
I would have been, yeah.
Maybe Lawson.
Yeah, Lawson's up there. Okay, you got Lando. Anyone just mid?
Yeah, I think McLaren will still have a pretty decent car. But I think it'll be like a Oscar. Oh, I gave away my P2 there. But
yeah.
It'll be like an Oscar Max kind of thing, and then Lando will be like 8 seconds behind them.
Wow, 8 seconds on Austria. That's a big gap. It's a big gap.
Yeah.
Okay. Second place, I'm going to go Max Verstappen.
Okay.
And, I'm pretty...
Wait, who was your poll? Your poll was Max?
My poll's Max. Okay. So I'm going to, give him a little Charles Leclerc. Gets pole, doesn't win the race. Because we got to mention Ferrari. Just for the Ferrari fans out there.
They're very famous.
And, I just think maybe they don't have as much pace as my number 1 driver, and maybe strategy mishap. I don't know anything. It's gonna be tight. So
okay. My number 2, Oscar, as you know.
Okay.
And it's the same kind of thing. I guess I already explained it.
Yeah.
I think he'll qualify well here.
You want to just go your first 2 because we all know who it is.
Max.
Yeah.
I'm going Max. Red Bull Ring, Red Bull Race.
You're feeling it.
I'm feeling it.
Cool.
Car's there.
I'm going to win the Austrian Grand Prix, Lando Norris.
Wow.
It's going to be nothing to something.
Like a comeback.
Big comeback. Oscar's not even on my podium.
Wow.
Not maybe because maybe just like a bad qualifying.
Yeah.
Something. Nothing too crazy. Just,
it's a penalizing track.
Short track. The margins are going to be tiny. They're going to be nothing. So a little slip up and you can slide back. And he's gotten, I think he got his first podium here. He's won here before, I think. And, I just think he
has not won here before.
No, yeah, I don't think so either. But yeah, because last year was his first win. And then they crashed. But yeah, he podiumed here. I think he's podiumed twice here. And
I could believe that.
I just think he's at the point now where he feels the pressure of the championship slipping.
Yeah.
And he's got nothing to lose. And he's just going to go out there and execute.
I mean, he did well last year. He was right there. But he probably could have won that race, actually, if they didn't make contact.
Arguably should have won that race because he had a lot of pace and just couldn't get past the Dutchman.
I like that call.
So, yeah, I mean, not extremely confident, which I guess is kind of fun because that means we don't know who's going to win the race.
Yeah, I think that's fun. Very, very fun. And you want to go like a P10?
Yeah.
Just for fun?
Yeah. Easy P10 here.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Like my prediction?
No, I'm saying like who do you think's going to finish who's going to be like a sneaky point score?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Oh.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Isaac Hadjar. Who's got this, dude?
That's kind of boring nowadays.
My dog.
That's kind of boring nowadays.
Still hard to do.
I'm going to go. Fernando Alonso has been kind of on a heater. He's on a double points finish. Points in Spain, points in Canada. I'm going to keep it going. He's got the mustache.
The mustache. He's feeling
aerodynamic.
Cut some weight.
Yeah.
He's good, dude.
He's going full dad mode. I can see a points here. He knows the track.
He's got the racecraft.
A lot of rookies. I guess they raced F2 here, but hey, there's still a lot of rookies. Yeah. I'm gonna go Alonso. Feeling good about that one.
Cool.
The Mario mustache.
Cool. Anything else?
Thoughts?
Words of wisdom.
I think I got some banter notes. Sick of seeing Brad Pitt's face.
Yep. Covered.
60-second recap in the weekend warm-ups. You remember those?
Yeah.
Where Lawrence Barretto would do
they try to do it off the dome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. They don't do those anymore. Or there wasn't one.
They just show a video.
And it sucks.
I didn't love those.
You don't like the 60 seconds? I think it's fun.
I don't need it. I don't know. Just talk about this weekend.
I don't like the new montage they did.
Yeah,
though.
I skip horrible. The montage every time.
Okay.
It's just just give me the info. But I haven't been watching them recently.
I haven't either. I just watched the first 50 seconds and I was like, what the fuck is this? It looks like AI generated. It's horrible.
Yeah.
So guys,
watch out.
Get back to watch out for what?
The weekend warm up.
Oh yeah. Don't click. Boycott the weekend warm up.
Watch all our videos. Like and subscribe. No.
I guess F1. I don't really care. Like our videos.
That's what I'm saying.
Watch
all our videos.
I thought you were saying watch all their videos.
No.
Don't do that.
Okay. Time to end this podcast.
All right.
Goodbye.
Thank you. It's a genuine thank you.